Welcome, Sagittarius, to today's reading. It is a timeless reading, so when you find it, and take what you can from it. If you're new to my channel, then you probably don't know. I do read slightly differently. I have a tendency to pull on the energies of the internal, which is the heart, the mind, and the spirit. And so what I do is normally read for the internal. I don't do predictives for what's going to happen outside of you, but what I do is look at what you can work on inside of you to help shape and alter those external environments. So these readings work great on their own if you're doing your own self journey work and self empowerment. And also, if you've been watching other readings, other tarot readings that do predict on the external, and there's hangups, there's snags in those, or there's outcomes that you don't like coming down the road. We all have free will. The future is not set in stone. When we change something inside of ourselves, we change something outside of ourselves. And that's what my readings are geared towards, is how to be able to change things within ourselves. So we're going to start with one of the angel therapy cards to get us kind of the theme that we're needing to address at this time. And let's see. We had two of them jump out. Okay, so let's start. So we are looking at the chakras. So I'll hold one of these up first for you. We have the third eye chakra, and this is letting you know it is safe for you to see the energy of love in all of its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. And with that, I think we will be expanding on the other areas of that third eye chakra where we can see so much more than just the ethereal or metaphysical. And we'll get more into what we can see internally and externally physically. The other card that we're starting out with is the heart chakra. It's so important for your third eye and your heart to be in balance, to be able to see things clearly. So these two coming out together make perfect sense. To be able to have that intuitive vision, if you're not open in your heart's blocked, you are not going to have that intuitive third eye vision. So we have the throat, the heart chakra, the answers that you seek. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. So we're going to start with those two. Let me set this aside, and we're going to pull a few more cards. My hand was drawn over here, so we're going to go over to this deck here. It's such a beautiful combination, and if you do any Reiki work, one of the things that you can do really to get yourself in alignment with your clarity and with opening your heart and just getting balanced is actually just for a little while taking deep breaths in and out while you have your hand on your heart chakra, which is of course right on your heart. And then also for the third eye chakra, you place your other hand across your forehead where they're right above your eyebrows, and you can really just feel the energy connecting between those two, just letting the universal energy of love flow between those 2 points. And that's just a self Reiki thing. You don't need to be trained in Reiki to do that. You don't need to be attuned to anything for that. Reiki is just basically the universal life force is what some people call it. Some people call it the Holy Spirit. Some people call it the universal energy. There's many, many names for it. What it comes down to is it is the absolute pure of love. So that's something you can do to help connect these two chakras and to both open them up. And we have 3 cards here. I'm going to take them all because that's what they gave me. So let's see what's going on. Okay, so we have the Queen of Wands, the Three of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. And this is quite a fitting thing. Yeah. You know, we're keeping in line with the third eye and the heart chakra. The Queen of Wands here, she's fiery. For some reason I was thinking it was the Queen of Swords in the mental, which is so strange that it was that. External of the King of Pentacles. And don't worry about the gender. Everything in here is gender neutral. So none of these genders matter. But the heart chakra, somehow we need to look at these 2 cards to figure out what's interfering here in the heart chakra, which seems to be where the problem is. And the Queen of Wands, I am not getting a very good read on that. So let me get a clarifier on this. How do these 2 connect? I mean, the Pentacles, you know, okay, the Pentacles is just, we're looking too far outside. We're concerned too much on finances is what's happening there. So what it's looking like and feeling like is wanting to do so much, having to go out, work, do things. You're just so focused on what's on the outside. And we can do that. We can be so busy. I have to do the next task. I have to have another accomplishment or I'm not going to be of any use. No one's going to love me unless I get things done and I'm always on the move and I'm always out there rushing and coming up with new ideas and I'm the one who's getting the work done fast is at work. It's that need to be, 10 times better to feel 10 times worse than anybody, and I don't know if all of you can relate to that. That's something I've done a lot in my life is where it's like, I have to, like if I get we'll use school for an example. If I got an A, I would feel like it was an F compared to somebody's C, even though I got the A. It's that even though you're doing so much more, you're still feeling less. And that's an external thing and something that just it's not going to help you. It's it's looking outside for a value that you can never find. And this King of Pentacles also goes with because you've got to be making the most money. You've got to work harder, work harder, work harder, work harder, work harder. How can you look better? How can you dress better? Can I, you're going to be on the diet and I got to be the right size. I got to have the right things. All of those things, those external things are just breaking your heart inside because they're not what fill you up. So, let's see what other clarity we can find in this. But it's definitely leading towards, really a definite need to let go of judging yourself by external standards and start using filling your heart and being in the heart space. And I think that card wanted to come out. So we're going to take that one and we'll take one more out of this deck. Let's see if we can get anything else. Yeah, we got something else. So let me put this back over here. That heartache is really coming from the external. And you're not, when you try to get love through your accomplishments, through your bank account, through the car you drive, when you're looking to be accepted and loved by those things, it's impossible. You're just gonna stay heartbroken all the time. You could win $1,000,000, you would still be heartbroken because none of that external is working for you. It doesn't work for anyone. Those things don't bring us love. So there is a need to go in and to center on, as it said, in the heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving. And just pause right there and say, there is absolutely nothing in this world that you have to do to be loved except be you. There's nothing you have to do to be loved except be you. That's it. You don't have to be the best person at work. You don't have to say yes, and you don't have to be volunteering for everything that somebody asks you to do to get love. You are loved for existing on this planet. And that's that. And let's move into the next cards that came up. So we have the Two of Cups here, and then we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is coming underneath the King of Pentacles. And this Queen of Wands. And you don't need another person to complete you, in case you didn't know that. You are an absolute complete person on your own. I think that's like letting you know, like, you don't have to be someone's queen or king, okay? You don't have to be in a relationship to be loved. You need to be in a relationship with yourself and love yourself, and the rest will flow in. And then, of course, here's the Queen of Pentacles. And if you just like, oh, let me scoot these up so you can really just see these better. I wasn't planning on pulling quite so many cards. We're going to scoot your little Sagittarius over there so I can move these up for you. And just want to have you take a look at the card. Look how sad she is. It's like, wow. I've worked so hard. I've like done my job. I've made my money. I've paid my bills, and I'm still depressed. And why is that? Because we're not accepting the fact that love, all we have to do for it is exist, and we are loved. We are lovable exactly as we are without any of the external things. And I'm wondering if this third eye chakra plays a part in, we need to be able to look at other people that way too. Um, just because someone is, you know, impoverished, or they need assistance, or are not doing well financially, or they're not doing the best work, they're not the best worker in the office. We need to be able to look at those people around us and see them as lovable people too. And we need to start giving that love to them too. Because it doesn't matter if they're not the best person at work. They're still a good human being. They're human beings. We're all spirits in a body, and everyone is worthy and deserving of love. So a lot less judgmental and using what we're going to call that third eye chakra to be able to look from a higher, more spiritual perspective at the people around us. And as we look at the people around us through that more spiritual, more heart-based gaze and view, and we start to be able to love and appreciate other people, we will find that we feel more loved and appreciated in return. It it it's a it's a loop. It circles back around to you. So, and you don't need to be in a loving relationship. You can be single and you can be perfectly happy. For those of you who are single, for those of you who are in a couple, you know what? This could just apply. You don't have to constantly try and prove yourself to the person you're with. Just let yourself be loved as you are. And if a person can't love you as you are, you really have to wonder, is this a healthy relationship? If I have to jump through hoops, if I have to constantly be doing things and working and going overtime for this and paying for that, and are there too many demands being asked of you in a relationship? And if there are, maybe it's time to set boundaries. Maybe it's time to ask for what you need. Maybe it's time to say, look, I can't do that. I know you can. Could you take care of that? So let me see. We're going to go one last round on these cards. So I'm just trying to keep it short. This is really about, that third eye chakra is very much a key to you being able to break out of a habit of thinking that external things, how much work you do, how good you are at a job, how well dressed you are, the third eye chakra is going to shatter that, false vision we have of what makes a person good, bad, lovable, unlovable. And when we break the way we're judging and seeing other people, we break the way we're judging and seeing ourselves. And we're allowing ourselves to see ourselves in a better light too. And that's when our hearts are going to start filling up and not constantly feel broken. And I'm waiting to see if there is nothing coming out of this deck. I had a feeling there wouldn't be. So we're going to switch. We're going to switch. We're going to have to try the light seers, I think. I don't know who's calling. I mean, it's such a. I went to sit down with this and I was like, there's something really, really heavy. When I was like, okay, I'm getting ready for Sagittarius' reading, and it's like, there is a huge, huge heavy weight. And, I don't do the readings that tell you what's going on in the external around you. That's not the frequency I pick up on. That's not where my heart vibration is. So that, there's plenty of other tarot readers out there who are great at that. There's, like I said, my readings can work to help you through some of the snags you find in other readings where you want to change the outcome or you need to improve in some place. I'm just going to give us a good quick shuffle and see if, okay, there's too many jumping out of here. Okay, let's see what the light seers gave us. Let's see if this is the end card. Okay, strength. Okay, this is, I think, the appropriate card. I'm sorry, I'm not very good at holding these up yet. The strength card. Okay, and this is an interesting one because it's, if you just look at it, do you need to be the lion? Or can you just be human? Strength comes in so many ways. And if you even look, there's the heart. That's where the strength really is. All of this trying to work so hard, it, it, it takes a lot of energy, and you might feel like, oh, I'm strong, I'm powerful, I'm getting it done. That's not always the right strength. The strength is being able to accept others and accept yourself, to embrace love for yourself and to love others, and not just, okay, they have flaws, but they have gifts too. And to be able to love the beautiful gifts that each person is given to bring into this world, even though we might not like everything about them, that takes strength. It takes a lot of strength to not judge people, especially in this day and age. It's so judgmental. It takes a lot of strength and courage to not judge others. And as we're judging others, we're also judging ourselves. So there's that loop. When we start reducing the amount of judgment we cast on others, we start reducing the judgment on ourselves. And that allows for more love to come into this heart that may be wounded because it doesn't feel like it lives up to all the standards it needs to. You're judging, you can judge yourself so much that you think you're unlovable. And that's just such BS. You're absolutely lovable. You do not have to do anything to be loved. And the strength card here just wants to point you in a different direction of what is strength? Do you want to be strong because you're seen as the one who's running around 24/7 and maybe you get 3 hours of sleep, but you're constantly on the go trying to prove yourself? Or do you want your strength to be your heart, your acceptance, that quality time that you're giving people, and that quality time that you're sharing with others? And that's a strength. And if you look in the traditional Rider Waiter Smith deck, I'm not gonna find this card real quick for you, but it's really, I think the visual on that card is going to kind of clarify a little bit more of what I'm trying to convey in that strength. And here, we'll have this here. If you look at this, there she is, the lion. Is she pushing? Is she punching? Is she going at it with a sword and a club or a spear? No. Strength is gentle enough to tame the lion. The strength of heart, the strength of love, of not judging, to seeing, as I drop the card, to seeing the connection to the infinite in all of us. That's strength. And when you embrace that strength, then this ache in the heart starts to go away. So I'm not sure really if there's anything else to add on to that. I'm going to pull a charm, though I don't know if any of the charms are really going to matter. Charms are kind of weird. Sometimes they're like, okay, sometimes they're not. Oh. Yeah, the charms, I'm not feeling the charms, so I'm not gonna, unless there's one dive, and we're gonna pull this out. Oh, we're gonna do one charm. We're just gonna put an angel in the center of your heart and just kind of, I'm going to raise this up so you can see it better. Because I think just this is that heart that feels so heavy and so empty and in such darkness. Just take a moment to picture an angel inside your heart. Just take a moment to look at that and see inside all of that is an angel. And when you start working with your heart chakra and your third eye, and you use those two chakras to view what's around you, it's going to change how you view yourself also. You'll find that divinity in everyone, that love. You're loved. You've got an angel in your heart. I'm going to end it at that, because it really does feel like there's a lot of pain for some of you, and I don't know if I really gave you the best of details. Like I said, the external details I can't give you. All I can do is give you some guidance of what you can do internally to change what's going on externally. And sometimes, you know, this is almost a mixture of both. This is um it's definitely time to stop the judging. Not just judging yourself, but judging others. Like, let strength be your heart, be the gentleness, being able to see the divinity in everyone, and know that you need to do absolutely nothing to be loved other than to exist. So that's all. I hope that helps you. And take care, be well, be blessed, and you have a little angel in your heart.